note before we start. This is a speculative Elliott wave roadmap, not a guarantee. It's based purely on technical structure and Fibonacci work, and any follow-through into the 3600s to 3100s will ultimately need to be backed by macro and fundamental catalysts in real time. This is educational analysis, not trading advice. In this video, we're analyzing gold US dollar's current Elliott wave structure. Wave 3 has completed at 3,497.113, and price is now working through Wave 4, which is taking the form of an expanding flat. We're at a critical juncture. Wave 2 of C is in its final stages, and Wave 3 of C, the powerful impulsive leg of this flat, is setting up. Let's break it down. First, the bigger picture. Wave 3 peaked at 3,497.113. It was a clean impulse, strong, directional, with clear internal subdivisions. After an impulse completes, Elliott wave guidelines expect a correction of the same degree, which is our Wave 4. Wave 4 here is not a simple dip. It is unfolding as an expanding flat, and that tells us a lot about the underlying trend and liquidity profile. Expanding flat is a three-wave corrective pattern, A, B, and C, where each leg tends to stretch beyond the prior one. Wave A runs from 3,497.113 down to 3,272.716. That's our first corrective leg. Wave B then drives from 3,272.716 up to 4,384.500, breaking above the start of Wave A. That extension above the prior high is what characterizes the expanding nature of this flat. Wave C is where we are now, and by definition, it should extend below Wave A's low before the pattern completes. The overall Wave C termination zone for this expanding flat is projected around 3,144.856, where price aligns with Fibonacci retracements and the broader base channel support. That's the sweep level where this Wave 4 correction is expected to end. Inside Wave C, structure is impulsive. 5 subwaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wave 1 of C is already in place. That's the initial decline off the Wave B peak at 4,384.142. Wave 2 of C is where price is right now, a corrective bounce inside Wave C, and it's in its late stages. The key resistance to watch is the 0.765 Fibonacci retracement at 4,291. As price tags that zone, what matters is whether we see a clear rejection, a failure to sustain above that retracement with momentum turning back down. If rejection holds at 4,291, Wave 2 of C can be treated as complete, and Wave 3 of C should kick in immediately. Wave 3 of C is the aggressive leg. It is expected to drive past Wave A's low and reach at least the 1.618 extension, which in this structure projects around 3,671. That's the first major downside objective for the middle of C. To see how Wave 2 of C is building and where that rejection may trigger, let's drop down to the 4-hour chart and zoom in on the internal structure. On the 4-hour chart, Wave 2 of C itself unfolds as an expanding flat to the upside. You can see Wave A of 2 pushing up off the Wave 1 of C low, Wave B of 2 pulling back, and now Wave C of 2 driving higher into the key resistance band. Price is grinding up into the 0.765 Fibonacci retracement around 4,294 to 4,296, with overlapping swings and clear loss of upside momentum. Classic corrective behavior, rather than a clean new impulse. For confirmation that wave 2 of C is complete, there are two things to look for. First, a test or brief spike into the 4,296 area, potentially tagging or slightly exceeding that 4,329 high you can see marked on the chart. Second, a failure to hold above that region, followed by a decisive rollover, a 5-wave move down that breaks back below the prior minor swing lows inside this structure. That rollover would mark the handoff from wave 2 of C into wave 3 of C on this time frame, opening the way for the aggressive downside phase toward the 3,671 wave 3 of C target. Back to daily, completion of C and end of wave 4. Once wave 3 of C reaches the 1.618 extension near 3,669.700, a brief wave 4 of C counter-trend bounce becomes likely, followed by wave 5 of C driving into the main completion zone around 3,144.856. That area combines the flat C wave projection with the larger base channel support and key Fibonacci retracements, making it a logical zone for wave 4 of the higher degree to terminate. From there, the roadmap points to wave 5 of the larger impulse beginning to the upside. This style of structured Elliott wave mapping helps your trading. Make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. For full XAUUSD posts, updated charts, and follow-ups on this expanding flat scenario, check the website. All the detailed levels and updates are posted there.